So did you know one of the best distance runners in the world lives right here in Arizona, and he also serves our community as a Queen Creek firefighter. His name is George Cyrus. For those who don't know what ultramarathons actually are, it is anything over the typical 26.2-mile marathon. However, some of the hardcore ultramarathoners, they go 100, even 200 miles as fast as possible, and it could last for days. Our Troy Lynch has more on George's journey to completing an ultramarathon most people can't even imagine.
Some phrases the typical person doesn't say.
Like, I just want this thing to be miserable. I got this huge gash in my foot, like my foot, like basically trench foot. The only time I slept was when my wife and crew were like changing my shoes and socks. Right in the arch of my foot, split open at probably mile 40.
George Cyrus isn't your typical guy. At 36 years old, this Queen Creek firefighter likes to run distances over 200 miles long.
I strive on multi-day efforts that you have to be able to eat and move and run, and then sleep deprivation, which is like where I thrive.
All right, he must have been running his whole life.
I did not run until I was almost 30.
Okay, well then he must have a lot of free time. But he has a wife and 3 kids under the age of 10. Growing up in Queen Creek, George has a background in professional motocross racing and never would have thought he'd be running ultramarathons and be one of the best in the world at it.
My name is George Cyrus. This is the start of Moab 240.
George is more of a don't think, just do it kind of guy. He skipped regular marathons and started running ultras. The reason being, he wanted something harder than the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb and tried the Mogollon Monster 100-mile race in Arizona.
Oh yeah, I finished. My feet were messed up. My nutrition was bad. It was bad all the way around. Like it tore me down.
So with that glowing review, George wanted to make it an annual thing and started training. But this year, there were 3 200-plus mile races that he signed up for, where he had a very unusual way to prepare.
There wasn't a lot of training going into these runs.
Before these races, George woke up every weekday at 3:30, ran for about an hour, and then that's all he did for months, because he had fire academy training all day and his kids' sports and family time on the weekend.
I think my longest run going into Tahoe this year was 12 miles. Wait, I looked at it as like, oh, I'm gonna be super fresh coming into this race. So I just made it as like, hey, I'm gonna work out 1 hour every day.
Here's how George did. He placed 16th at the Tahoe 200 in California, finishing in 73.5 hours, 8th in the Bigfoot 200 in Washington in just over 57 hours, and 3rd in the Moab 240 in Utah with a final time of 69 hours and 48 minutes. Add up everything. George ran 640 total miles in 8 days, 8 hours, and 29 minutes, which earned him 2nd overall in the Ultramarathon Triple Crown.
I hadn't really raced 200. It was like, hey, I'm just gonna be in the pack and I would like to not get time cut.
Turns out, George only gets stronger and faster as the race goes on. How do you not get injured and your body's able to maintain this pace for this long?
I think so. It does get injured. So there's no way around not getting injured. I think the biggest thing is the taking care of yourself on the back end. Sleep, eat, diet, exercise.
The persistence of being consistent every day. When he can't run, he lifts. When he can't go heavy, he goes light. It's this mindset that helps him keep going. There's probably those inner thoughts telling you when it's really hard, like you can quit, you can stop.
Yeah.
What do you do when that happens?
Just keep moving. Don't make any decisions in an ultramarathon until you've eaten a whole meal and you've slept.
Wow. Okay, so that was our Troy Lynch reporting right there. Even after the Triple Crown, George had more races planned until he was hit by a car while training. He needed shoulder and hand surgery, but he is recovering and plans to race again this May. We'll be right back.